You're going home in the back of the divvy van. You're going home in the back of the divvy van. You're going home in the back of the divvy van. You're going home in the back of the divvy van. It's almost like gearbox style, right? With the rates you see. So you can, it's a little bit like you've got your Tirana, seeing it's R.I.P. Holden. You've got your Holden Tirana, and it's got a 4-speed gearbox. Oh, you know, not 3 on the tree. You got 4 on the floor, mate. Yeah, mate. Sick. And there you go. So what happens is that when you have a crack, you've got, say, the engine running at, let's say, 1200 RPM, mate. Yeah, no worries, mate. Yes, mate, we've got that going for you. It's going like, going smooth as a baby's bottom, it is. And there you go. And then what happens is as you go up the 4 on the floor gearbox on your Holden Tirana, what's going on there is that it's the gearbox that is sending you from 10k to 40k to 60k to fully sick k, mate, and then you get pulled over by the jacks in their divvy van, mate. You're going home in the back of the divvy van. You're going home in the back of the divvy van. You're going home in the back of the divvy van. You're going home in the back of the divvy van. Sir, give me the keys to your car. We're taking you back to the station.
You're not getting the keys to my Tirana, mate.
There you have it there. So that's what goes on there. I'm being very silly at the moment. Now, Adam, how are you, mate? You've asked me about 2 legendary drummers there, Ringo and Phill Rudd from Akadaka and all that, and their sense of time as well. So the whole night has been about a sense of how does it work. Now, one of the things that you brought up is asked about crossing arms, like this. Not really, Adam, no, because what happens is if you are playing like that, it would be, like a few of you out there are saying, how come he's doing bloody heavy metal with traditional grip? Isn't that the jazz grip and all that sort of stuff? But there you go. What happens is that it's a little bit like that. Do you see? You get that. That kind of thing. So you get that break, jailbreak, dirty deeds, done dirt cheap, dirty deeds, done dirt cheap. And it's all about the pop. I could do this, which is fine when you're starting out. It's no problem at all. Now, that ain't really Akadaka, is it? You notice that when you look at Phill Rudd playing, you notice he's got that, just that, like that. He's just got the groove, you know. And what happens with that groove? How are you going to quantize the groove? You know, that kind of thing. And it comes down to what's in between. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you're doing it like 1, 2, 3, 4, well, nah. Yeah, but nah. Okay, so what happens is you want to swing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have a look at Phill Rudd. Have a look in between. Especially when he's doing, say, things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, people who, if you're just listening to the album, you just think it's a great song or whatever it might be, whichever song it is. But what happens is when you're actually seeing them, look what they're doing in between. They're not doing or anything like that, you know. There's the in-between. Now, when you're dealing with the in-betweens, what is the in-between going to be? Now, I've talked about rates and all that. That's fine. And what goes on with rate is, like I've just talked about, half time, normal time, cut time, blast beat, you know, that kind of thing. Blast beat is like a heavy metal polka, you know, like roll out the barrel. Let's have a barrel of fun and roll out the barrel. Roll out the barrel. I love it. I love it all. Yeah, I'm sure I'm taking the piss a little bit. But hey, I hope you're smiling. I am. There you go. And that's what goes on there. Anyway, so what goes on now is that what is the rate you're going to do in between your beat? So you could have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That could be fairly tight if that's what you want. You could do quavers, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now do you hear the lilt? That's called the whip stroke, thanks to Sanford molar. So check out your molar technique, that kind of thing, where you get the accents there. Billy Cobham often talks about the days when he, by the time the 80s hit, and he was having to emulate the drum machine, you know, so of the time of the day, you know. So I used to call it Dutuditi. I was in a band called the Spiders of Destiny, which was the name of a Frank Zappa song. We're the Spiders of Destiny. And the band used to call this kind of stuff was and I got really good at programming a TR-808. Does everyone remember the classic drum machine of the early 80s and all that? Put me out of many jobs, that kind of thing. But Billy Cobham used to talk about, instead of doing the groovy business, you'd have to go my sex computer gates. Do you remember all those days? Oh, the early 80s. The Tirana was still around with the 4-speed. Yeah. No worries, Robbo. Let's go for a spin. Yeah. We got the drags down at Cherry Lane, down at back of Altona there. And then, what you have then is like, you could have a triplet, right? So if you're going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. I'm putting myself off with my Tirana jokes. Yeah, pretty good there.
Sir, give me the keys to your car. We're taking you back to the station.
You're not getting the keys to my Tirana, mate.